Hello, it's Philippa, and I'm the host of Muse and Metrics. I'm also a Women Tech Makers Ambassador, which is a Google program to empower women and to create an opportunity for us to share our journeys in tech, inspire others in tech. And I've had this opportunity to make season 5 about interviews with fellow women tech maker ambassadors. I have been a host now on 360 Talk Radio for coming up on 2 years. And the first 4 seasons I did sort of a solo audio journey as I was going through major transitions and just starting out in podcasting and wanting to find my voice and learn how to do the audio editing and just get myself into a workflow and a structure, which I have done. And that's how we've gotten to season 5. And also just making sure I had the admin because I was going through so many transitions that was actually quite hard for me in those first 4 seasons. But by the time I got to season 5, I had built such a wonderful community within the women tech makers that it made sense to dedicate a season to just working with my fellow women tech makers and talk about their journeys and how they got into tech and their experiences. And this builds upon interviews that I did for International Women's Day and Google I/O Extended, and just found so much joy in interviewing these women and then taking the time to listen to it again and to edit it into its final form. And they air every week on 360 Talk Radio at 7 a.m. Pacific time, which would translate across the country to then 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then throughout the week, I'm kind of put into various replay slots. So if you download the 360 Talk Radio app, you will see the schedule, and I'm on it with a new guest every week. And then about a month later, I go ahead and I make those available for the replay for the on demand on YouTube. And so now I have the first 6 episodes up on YouTube. So I figured, since that's what I've been posting on this channel, and I know they're audio only interviews, I wanted to kind of come on and just introduce myself and what these are about, and why I just really invite you to take a listen. And they're great. You can sort of play them in the background if you're doing other things. A lot of inspiration there, and a lot of short clips that I can cut out. And so as I have the ability to make more shorter content and kind of just make it consumable in other ways, I will absolutely do that. I'm on my own learning journey as a graduate student, so learning a lot of technical stuff myself. So have been falling into a lot of tech holes these days, which makes it a little harder for me to find that time. And also learning editing is its own thing. I've mastered the audio edit, but I still have a lot to learn when it comes to video editing, which is one of the reasons I've also have decided to just lean on live a bit so that I can just come in and sort of show up and start this conversation, because ultimately this channel and the other channels I've started are going to be built by the community, and we're in this together. And the type of content that I create and who I bring onto my shows has a lot to do with us co-creating this together. And so I'm super grateful to my subscribers. Thank you so much for being part of this community. I invite you to help me grow it and share the work that I'm doing here. Muse and Metrics is definitely just dedicated as a brand to women empowerment. It's definitely my women channel. So things that are here to support women supporting women. And that's why I felt like these interviews belonged here on this channel, as they're part of my role as a Women Tech Makers ambassador. And that has been just a transformative experience for me, being an ambassador. And if I've learned anything this year, it's that this has been just beyond just being a transformative and opportunity. It's just to raise my hand for a lot of things. And some of the things I've just found that have been really aligned for me this year have been women empowerment and women networking spaces. And so very much finding myself leaning into those spaces, contributing to those spaces, and getting enormous value out of those spaces, and just really grateful for it. So I'll keep this one short and just say thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking a listen. And there's also a blog, which let me just point to that real quick. So this is the blog that I do with Muse and Metrics, and this particular blog highlights all of the episodes and the guests. And so there's me and the show. And so this is a kind of overview of sort of where to listen, how to get the app. But also, if you just want to get the replays here on YouTube, these are each of the interviews, and then this goes to a dedicated blog about that particular guest and a little bit more about them. And so you can kind of meet our guests. And so we have just all these topics. I basically pick a theme that came out of the interview. And so talking to Daisy, it was advocate for equity. Talking to Vishnavi, it was heightened awareness. And Sherry Yang, it's engineering success. And this is the most recent one. And then the other ones actually, yeah, they don't come here, they don't post here yet because they haven't yet been released. But as they are released, then these will become available as well. So I'm putting out one a week right now, just figuring that's a kind of a good pace, and it matches the pace that I have on. It matches the pace that I have on 360 Talk Radio for Women. And again, nice to see you here. And I really just look forward to being able to build that community and continue sharing stories about women, stories that empower women, and just wanting to be someone who can inspire and, yeah, just be part of, like I said, giving back on all of those amazing benefits that I've gotten from being part of these women supporting women communities.